Everyone, and welcome to the Kittens Gaming Podcast, a gaming podcast where we talk all things games, because it would be a bad gaming podcast if we didn't talk about games. I think that's probably the best way to put it. My name is Turbo Tony. We're here with Matt Marsander and Fraknir Chris. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Chris retains his cornerstone status. I don't think there's ever been a podcast you haven't been in yet, is there?
No, I think I've been in all of them, yeah.
There is a throne adorned at the top of this podcast, and you sit upon it.
I am Lord of Podcast.
Lord of Podcast. We're back after our break last week, so I'm dubbing this episode Kitten 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Cool.
Does anyone want to break dance? No?
Yeah, I can't now.
No, neither.
Yes, I'm breaking it down hardcore.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Almighty Lord. So, yeah, we've got an interesting show packed for you guys here today. A few awesome games to go through. Chris is reviewing Halo 4. I'm reviewing Soul Calibur 5. And Matt is reviewing Mortal Kombat. And just
Mortal Kombat!
Yes, exactly. After watching the movie of that, there's no way I can just, like, it hurts me to say it without screaming Mortal Kombat out.
It's like must resist, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, that's it.
I'm broken.
So yeah, into our news. We've got some interesting news there for you this week, and we hope you guys do enjoy the podcast. If you do, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and it comes out on every single Tuesday. And you guys should enjoy some of our previous episodes as well. Well, we sung Pokemon last week, so well, not last week, the week before the last episode. So interesting.
Yes,
stuff.
we did.
A lot of stuff's happened over the last 2 weeks. One of the most tragic of which is the actor Robin Williams has passed away.
Yes, that is very, very tragic.
Yeah. Now, the reason I put this up is because for gamers, he's a bit of a legend because he named his daughter after The Legend of Zelda. He named his daughter Zelda.
He did, yeah.
Quite a cool little advert that he actually did for the new Zelda that came out recently, where the pair of them are playing it. I thought it was pretty cool. The reason I bring this up as well is because, I mean, we're Guild Wars. We're mainly Guild Wars 2, clan. That's what we play. But we don't harbour any hate over to the WoW guys, and the guys over at WoW have actually done something pretty cool. They've actually immortalised Robin Williams as a genie in the game.
Yeah. It was good of them.
Yeah, good stuff. And I've got no idea if Robin Williams was a fan of World of Warcraft or anything like that, but still, it's a nice reference to put in. And I think, like, similarly, considering the link to Robin Williams and The Legend of Zelda, Nintendo, everyone was like kind of thinking Nintendo would do the same thing, but it seems like they're not going to, which seems like a bit of a dick move from them, really, considering the past relationship that they've had with the guy. And yeah, he'll be missed. Let's just say that. A lot of the early movies in my life that I loved go along with him. The likes of Jumanji. Who doesn't like Jumanji?
Oh God, yes.
What a movie!
Such a crowd favourite.
Yeah. Maybe in the future they can make the official Jumanji game where if you roll a certain number, you do get transported to another dimension. That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
In interesting news, and going from World of Warcraft to Guild Wars 2, two of the team members of Guild Wars 2 have left the company. One of them being one of their hosts of one of their weekly shows, The Points of Interest, Kate Welch, who was actually a really good host of that show, considering they have no community guys that have know nothing about the game. They only have the people that work in house. So it's a little bit of a shock to see that she's going to leave when she's been so active in the community side of the game, especially towards what's going on now with Season 2 and everything along those lines. And the other person that left was also involved in the community side as well, and has been with the company for 8 years. So it's a little bit of a shame to see these guys leaving. There's no rumours going around about why they left, or it seems a bit odd for them to leave now. Considering, especially with Kate Welch, that she was involved with a lot of the community side, doing a lot of these, weekly video packages and shows and stuff. That slot, hopefully they've got someone as nearly as charismatic as her to fill that slot. That's all I've got to say about that, really. So.
Yeah.
Big news that coined videos along a lot of the big YouTubers this week. A angry video from Angry Joe no less, and Total Biscuit also did a video on this. It's the news that the Rise of the Tomb Raider sequel from the reboot that was made is going to be a timed Xbox exclusive title.
Oh yeah, I saw that when he went off on one about that. I question that decision as well, mostly for the same reasons. Like, to me, that's just losing money. I mean, in this day and age where most people have got like PlayStations over the Xbox One because the Xbox One had a terrifically bad launch and everyone plugged for the PS4 or the PS3 instead, and with most people having a working gaming PC, it just seems like it's a very bad marketing decision to go, oh, only the Xbox fans are going to have it. It's like, why? Tomb Raider's never really been an exclusive Microsoft thing. If anything, it should be an exclusive PlayStation.
No, you look at it back in the original days, all of the games came out on the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
The original ones.
Yeah, it's like, it just seems like, as Angry Joe said, Microsoft just rocked up with a big old truck full of money, dumped it all in their faces, and went, "Give us the game."
Yeah. I look at it a little bit different, right? Like a lot of things that that Angry Joe said, I actually disagree with. And I do get what you're saying, Chris, and I agree with you to a certain extent. But with this, if I were Microsoft, I would want to buy the rights to Tomb Raider because PlayStation has Uncharted. So you need a rival to that game. What's the closest rival that isn't already hooked up by Sony? Tomb Raider. That's the closest thing that you're going to get to it. Why not throw a bag of cash at them and say, make it an exclusive for us? Now, maybe I know a lot of people aren't exactly criticizing Xbox for this. They're more criticizing the developers, in which case I can kind of agree. But with this sort of I got my back up a little bit. Was a lot of people, one of the things that Angry Joe said was saying along the lines, we paid all this money, we supported the game. Okay, it wasn't as if you paid the money and you didn't get anything back. You paid the money and got Tomb Raider 1.
Yeah.
You didn't get nothing for your money, you got a game. So it's not as if you paid for Tomb Raider 2 and they're taking it away from you. That's the way I look at it. Like, it's not so much, oh, we supported the game. Okay, you did, that's fine, but it's not as if they took money from you on like a Kickstarter and never gave you anything. They gave you a excellent game for Tomb Raider 1. So that's the only thing I have against it. With like a lot of people are like, oh, this is a travesty. We supported the game. It's like, okay, you did, but it's not as if you didn't get anything for your money. Some people are acting as if that is the case. That's why I get a little bit my back up about it. But I think personally, I'm with you, Chris. I think it's a bad idea. I'm not like defending them by any means.
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, back before I mean, most games that come out these days are cross-console. Yeah. So you can do PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo to a degree. But like in this day and age, it just seems to be like a very bad business decision. I mean, like 5-6 years ago, it would have been fine. There were loads of like Xbox and like PlayStation and PC specific releases that have now been made cross-console. But it just seems like they're losing out a little bit. It can be seen as a bit of a slap in the face to the fans. It's like, oh, the first game was cross-console, but now you can't have this one. Now it's just for the Xbox. Like, it does seem a little bit disrespectful. I don't think they meant it like that, but that's the way it's coming across a little bit. I think that's what Angry Joe got really pissed off about, was the fact that the first one was cross-console. Why is this one now just specifically for the Xbox? I mean, he was saying at the time that there was a rumor that it wasn't going to be timed, that it was just going to be for the Xbox indefinitely.
Yeah, I always thought it would be a time exclusive because it seems too much of a stupid move for them just to make it for the Xbox.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, they've already come out and said that now. So.
Stupid. So
yeah. Like I said, the only thing I mean, personally, I disagree. That's just the way I think about it. It's just obviously that's part of the reason us having so many kittens is that we have so many different opinions and people can go there. But still, I can't get away from the fact, even though I look at it a little bit more favourably than most people, is that they struggle to get the sales for the original game over all platforms. How do they think it's going to work with just one? And I don't think that the amount of marketing that Xbox can do for it is going to help that substantially. Like, it's not going to cover, like, let's say Xbox throw all the money in the world and market it as this is the next coming of Jesus. It's still not going to make up the amount of games they're going to lose by not having it on the PlayStation. So that's my opinion there. Last bit of news here. Also released a very cool announcement of a game coming out was in the form of a demo that was released, a playable demo, and it was later revealed as you play through this, and it was a horror game. So obviously Chris is the one that brought this to our attention, as you imagine. Yeah. As you play through, you eventually realise that it's a demo for a new Silent Hill game. And it's going to be created by Guillermo del Toro, who's obviously a very accomplished director. and Hideo Kojima.
Hiro Kojima was like the mastermind behind one of the greatest shooters ever, which is the Metal Gear Solid series. And now he's turning his hand to horror. And I've watched quite a few YouTubers play this. In fact, I watched a Game Grumps one a little while ago. And if you want to laugh, go and watch that. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But I've watched them play this, and honestly, he has a flair for horror. He's honestly he's taken a look at what makes good horror games, disregarded everything like Resident Evil 5 and 6 because they're bullshit, and fucking Dead or Alive 3 also bullshit. And he's looked at games like Amnesia and games of that game. Like he's obviously gone on YouTube and gone horror game. Let's see what's good.
Yeah,
and I think he's gone with like the suspense horror rather than just sort of like sheer jump factor.
There are a couple of jump scares in the demo, but it's not just jump scare after jump scare without any build-up. There's a lot of build-up and a lot of suspense and a lot of tension in the game as well. I got nervous just watching the damn thing.
Yeah.
And it looks so beautiful as well. It looks awesome. And and you can tell that he's making like the most of all the resources he's got to him because it's going to be a next-gen console game. Yeah. So it looks next-gen. It looks amazing. It really does. And for a demo, it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And the sound in it is amazing. I brought this up because there's one bit that I really want to get into, which, Tony, you'll back me up on this. As a dad, you gain an ear for like different types of like babies crying.
Yeah, you do. I find my ear twitches when my daughter cries. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you kind of read what cry it is. Is it I want some attention cry? Is it an I'm hungry or I've just shit myself cry?
Yeah.
But the one in this one, I don't know how the fuck they got the sound for the baby in this, but like. It's a sound that goes straight into the it's the cry that would get you up out of your seat and to your child's location like a bolt of lightning to see what's happened.
Like a shriek sort of thing. It's like a very sharp sort of.
Yeah, it is a proper baby in distress cry. It's like the sound that a baby would make. I imagine is if you dipped it into like a deep fat fryer up to the neck.
Oh, ow!
It is fucking horrible. I'm like. Just how the fuck did they get that sound? It's just messed up. The whole game is messed up. It's got like little intuitive puzzles in it. It just looks so good. I can't wait for that game to come out. I saw it and just went, I really hope they bring it out on like the Xbox One.
Yeah,
I really do because that looks nice.
I thought personally it was a really unique way of them actually releasing like an announcement for a game. Like no one saw this coming until obviously this happened. I thought brilliant. More games should do this. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. It was a complete bolt out of the blue, wasn't it? There was no like rumor about this or anything. It like Hiro Kojima was just like at the Gamescom press conference. So Sony's one and just went, "Oh yeah, I'm making a horror game, by the way." Everyone's like, "What?"
It's like, but that's not what you're used to. Nah, doing horror.
Yeah. I think it's a breath of fresh air for Kojima. I always think that he can't help himself sometimes when it comes to Metal Gear Solid. He'll stay with that game, and Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite games of game series of all time. But it still stings me a little bit over Ground Zeroes, and I haven't bought that game because it is a slap to the fans. I don't care what anyone says about it. Sometimes fans are too into the series to realise that as a consumer you're being damaged by.
Yeah, for me that was a bit of a piss take as well because it was like you're paying full price for a demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that moment that someone turned around and went, "Oh yeah, quicker speed run, like what was it, 15 minutes or something like that?" And
I think someone did it under 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like that's not a game.
Yeah, if you watch Angry Joe's one, he actually kind of went and got like the fastest speed run time, which was just fucking insane. It's like time was you'd buy a Sony game that Hiro Kojima had worked on, and there'd be the demo for the next Metal Gear Solid game included in that game.
Yeah, and this would be Yeah,
like Zone of Enders. The only reason Zone of Enders actually sold copies was because there was a playable fucking Metal Gear Solid demo in it.
Yeah.
Because that game was
essentially,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, fuck Zone of Enders, just give me the fucking demo.
Yeah. I don't remember it was like a demo for Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3 is I'm going to do a video in the future of what my favourite game of all time is, and it's going to be between Guild Wars 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. And I still haven't decided yet, so it should be interesting.
Oh, number 3 was amazing. I love that game. I've still got it actually on my shelf. It's like Shadow of Colossus, Metal Gear Solid 3 and Snake Eater are the ones I've held on to.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the HD collection, which has the HD remake. Sexy is not the word. Sexy.
We love it.
We love it. All right, let's get into our game coverage then.
All right.
Interesting games that we've got for you this week. We've got a few fighting games. We've got one which is viewed on very favourably. One isn't not viewed on favourably.
To be perfectly honest, I think they're both not favoured very well.
well, I think Mortal Kombat. You're not going to say nearly as much bad about Mortal Kombat as I am about Soul Calibur. Let's just say that.
Okay, I will speak about Mortal Kombat with love, but when it actually comes to sort of how society views Mortal Kombat, then we got problems.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, and also we've got the first Halo game, the most recent one that was not developed by Bungie Studios. It was developed by 343, and this is Halo 4, the new one. Chris has actually talked about this a lot in recent. In episodes that we've done before, so it makes sense just to do it now. So it's a good pick for you, Chris. Take it away. Tell us about Halo 4, because me and Matt have never played it. So,
well, Halo 4 was released back in 2012. Wow, a couple of years ago now. Jesus. For me, it's one of the best Halo games that's been released. It was released on the Xbox 360, and it's on the Xbox One now, obviously. Made by 343 Studios, who of course Bungie had pulled out of Halo by that point. Unfortunately, I don't know why they did that though.
They went to go make Destiny, and I thank them for it, because that game looks awesome.
Oh yeah, Destiny was fucking amazing. I mean, Destiny's good, and you can tell they've taken a lot of their experience from making Halo into that world, and it looked really good. But for me, 343 nailed it on their own. It was it was just a brilliant game, and I'm going to nerd out about this completely, because I really don't care about being labelled a Halo fanboy. I'm a Halo fanboy.
If you like it, you like it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I think the term fanboy is, whenever I look at fanboys, are people that mindlessly shut down other games in the genre just because they like one other game. That's what I see. Like, you're not a fanboy. You like other shooters, so I think you're just
it wrong. I like Call of Duty and I like Battlefield when I can get on a console that can play it.
Yeah.
But I prefer to play Halo.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I find Call of Duty's fallen into a bit of a rut recently, and it's kind of the same game over and over, just getting a bit more silly with their storylines.
It's oversaturation. That's what Call of Duty's problem is.
Yeah. But I mean, Halo 4 grossed let's have a look at these figures. Halo 4 grossed $220 million US on its launch day and $300 million in its opening week.
Jesus.
Which is fucking insane. More than 1 million people played Halo 4 on Xbox Live within the first 24 hours.
No, that's mad.
And it sold more than 4 million copies. It's fucking just ridiculous. And the gameplay is brilliant. It's the smoothest of all the Halo games. The actual gameplay itself is quite smooth. I've never found a problem with it. It's not slow. It's not unresponsive in any way, shape, or form. You can turn around easily. If you turn around too slow, you can just go into the options and turn up the sensitivity a little bit.
Easy enough. And
for me, it runs smoother than COD actually.
Yeah.
And it's easily playable as well. That's what I like about Halo. COD is more like a Twitch shooter. You have to be quite good at the game to enjoy the game, because otherwise you're just raging because you're being mowed down by a shit ton of people because you can't shoot them fast enough.
Yeah, I think the problem with Call of Duty in that sense is, like I said, is as you say, it's a Twitch shooter, because the person who fires first normally is the winner. You don't in Halo. The reason I enjoy Halo as a multiplayer is because you just genuinely have more health. You have a little bit more reason for it to be. I'd much rather be the better soldier over 5 seconds of combat than 1 second of combat. So you know what I mean. That's the difference.
Especially with sort of Halo, you get a real dragged out sense of things when it comes to sort of the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you proper fought for it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with a shield, it acts as like a sort of buffer for the younger players and the less experienced players, because you've got that time to react to the more experienced players. Where in COD, you just get mowed down by someone who's coming around snapping off headshots because they've been playing it for 4 years non-stop, living out of their own shoes.
I think the one thing I hate with Call of Duty is over Halo is I think the skill involved in Halo is a lot more. And then when you try and apply the skills into Halo, then you get like, oh, I do like a jump shot 360 no scope and all shit like that. And it's like, I genuinely don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you try a jump 360 no scope to someone in Halo, they'll just stick at you and run away.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Idiot. Whack, run. But I also really prefer the multiplayer in Halo 4 above COD, purely for the community.
Yeah, yeah. Halo 4 is
much nicer. I mean, I like when everyone says, "Oh, the multiplayer in COD is better." I have one story that I think sums up why the multiplayer is better. I was in Call of Duty playing against obviously a bunch of little teenagers from America. I'm not hating on Americans here, by the way. For those
you're just being factual. Yeah,
I'm not hating on them. I'm not being racist or anything.
He was American, just that.
But they were little American teenagers who were quite blatantly under 18. They're all of them over 18s for a fucking reason, and it's this reason. They were just being dickheads. I mean, I had a mic on at one point, and I was talking to my team. We left the map. My team ended up winning. I got quite a few kills. I was having a good match. I was quite pleased with myself, because usually my kill to death ratio is quite small, because I get mowed down quite a lot because I charge in too much because I'm a fucking idiot. But my kill to death ratio was quite high. I was quite stoked, and we came out. We went up to like the lobby, and I went, that was a pretty good match. I'm quite pleased with myself in that one. And like, I just got loads of hate and abuse from these American kids giving me death threats because I dared to do better than them.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck's sake, chill the fuck out.
I remember once, right? Just cause, I know we obviously don't want to drag it into like, COD community is so crap, because I mean, some of them are okay. It just genuinely is a toxic community. I remember this always will stick with me, and it was with Modern Warfare 2. So it's not even after all the shells of games that have been throwing out recently. I was doing a demolition match, and we won the demolition match, but one of the guys on the opposite team was getting a lot of kills because he was basically just sitting back. He wasn't trying to stop the demolition. He
wasn't playing the demolition game.
Yeah, he wasn't playing the game type. So afterwards, he's taunting us. He's like, "Oh, look at all the kills I got." I was like, "Do you realise that you're playing demolition? It doesn't matter how many kills you got." He's like, "Oh, but I got all these kill streaks." And I'm like, "But you lost the game because you never pushed the objective." But apparently, no, it didn't matter because he had all these kill streaks. He had all these kills. So that meant he was better than us. It's like, play the objective. If you're going to play you're going to play demolition. Play demolition. Don't play team deathmatch.
Yeah.
So
and I've never got that from Halo. I mean, like the only time that happened in Halo was when I was.
Hello.
So yeah, I kind of brought that on myself, but I did get onto the mic and say, "Sorry, dude, that was entirely my bad. I hit the button out of reflex, and I got a bit of abuse from him, but I thought that's fair enough. Kind of brought that on myself. But apart from that, I've never got anything like that, and I've actually made friends through Halo 4. I was playing Halo 4 a few months back when like it was raining really hard here and the island started sinking.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, it rained really bad. There was flooding everywhere. I thought the island was just going to tip over and sink into the ocean like the Titanic at one point. And I was chatting like there was these guys on their mics chatting in a game. I think we're doing like a big team deathmatch kind of thing, which I do quite a lot because I find that fun. And yeah, they were chatting to each other, and one of them saved me, and I got on the mic and went, "Cheers for that." And we just got chatting. They were talking about how the weather over in California is a bit shit, and like we just chatted for the rest of the match. I had to leave after that because it was at like 2 a.m. and I said, "Okay, I'm off, guys. It was good playing with you." And they said, "Yeah, it was good to play with you too. See you later." Poof, gone.
Yeah,
I never got that in COD. Never.
Yeah,
I'm like it, and I'm not saying all people in COD are like that. It's just that's my experience of it, and that's why I prefer Halo 4. And also in Halo 4, I do think playing Halo takes more skill than COD, because not only do you have to shoot someone, but you have to keep shooting them. You have to track and move at the same time.
Yeah.
Whoever can gain that advantage to take the other person out first.
It's a lot harder to get lucky in Halo than it is in Call of Duty. Like you can throw a grenade over a wall and kill 3 people in Call of Duty, and it's just that's just what happened. But in Halo, you need to play well to earn. You need to earn your stuff. That's what I always find. In that game.
And also, it's harder to camp Because if someone camped in a corner with a sniper rifle, someone just sticks camouflage on, wanders up to you and stabs you in the neck.
Yeah.
Or sticky grenades your test.
And done.
A static target in Halo is going to die because like people just rush you and melee you with like a sword or something. You're done. Like, you know what I mean? There's no way of getting around it.
Just no weapons matches as well in Halo.
Griffball.
That's it. Griffball's amazing.
Yeah,
I will admit I have played. I think I played that function of Halo 4 and I loved it.
Yeah, because it's so fun. Griffball is fucking amazing. I love it. I mean, I had one of the funniest times I've ever had in Halo 4, and one of my best matches, like last week. I was playing a big team battle, got hold of the sniper rifle in Valhalla, the one with the 2 bases.
Yeah.
And I sat there with a sniper rifle, fighting off banshees. I was fighting off mantises. I was sniping people out of warthogs. And it led to one of the funniest moments I've ever encountered. I've been having a sniper battle with this banshee for a little while. I knew one more shot was going to have him, so I went down back into the base, grabbed some more sniper rifle ammo, came running up the ramp, jumped onto that little lip around the base, shot the fucker. He went screaming over my head. He went to dive on me, which is the amazing thing. It was like he went flying over my head. I turned back to see where he landed. I felt really sorry for this guy. I saw this level 2 dude spawn, take 2 steps, look up, and receive flaming wreckage to his face. I was like, I feel really bad about that.
Oh, poor guy.
It was funny as hell. He respawned a little down the line and just looked up at me. It's like, sorry, dude. My bad. I kind of threw a banshee at you.
Awesome. Let's talk about you've always been a big praising the story in Halo 4 a lot more. I mean, like I said, I've always said that the Halo story for me never really gripped me over 1, 2, and 3. But you say that 4 is a lot better for it. What's the premise of Halo 4's campaign?
Well, 4 takes place, let's see if I can get the synopsis up. 4 years. I was going to say 3. It is 4 years after Halo 3. As in number 3? Yeah, in number 3, you're on the Forward Unto Dawn, which you use to destroy the big ring, and you're pretty much stuck in space. So Cortana chucks you into a cryo tube, and you basically you go into cryo sleep for 4 years, and then you're eventually woken up because you come across a Forerunner planet called Requiem. And the planet scans you, which activates everything, which throws everything out of kilter. Your ship starts getting attacked by the Covenant for some reason. So Cortana wakes you up. You got no fucking clue what's going on. You're on a ship that's breaking apart. So you got to escape from the ship. You go down to Requiem. You find that there's that the planet itself is just one big giant machine, and that these Covenant attacking you are a splinter cell of the normal Covenant, because at the end of number 3 you get there's a non-aggression pact or something between the Covenant and the UNSC at that point.
Yeah, I remember that ending. That I get what you mean.
Yeah, because that threw me for 6 actually when I first saw that. It's like, wait, why are the Covenant attacking me? I thought we were friends with them now.
Yeah.
But no, they're
sorted all that shit. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, they're a splinter cell who get turned by the guy who's basically imprisoned in Requiem, called the Diadact, who has a really fucking awesome voice. He has such a good bad guy voice. But yeah, and I think what made this story good for me was that it deals a lot more with Cortana and Chief's relationship and Chief's origins, actually, because the Chief's origins are expanded quite a bit more in this one, like right from the beginning, because there's a bit where Dr. Halsey, who created the first gen of Spartans, of course, where Master Chief is from, she's being interviewed by someone who's questioning her about, the methods she used, whether she feels that the methods she used were justified, basically. And she's like, we were at war, we did what was necessary. And the guy turned around to her and says, do you think the fact that Master Chief is emotionally damaged makes him a more effective soldier? And it's like, why is he mentally damaged? What happened about it? And it turns out to create the first gen of Spartans, because they were at war, they just snatched orphan kids off the streets and experimented with them. And lots of them died, in fact. Like, loads of them died because they were putting, like, growth hormones into them. They were giving them, like genetic experimentation and all of that lot. Because Master Chief isn't actually that old. Like everyone thinks he's this big grizzled warrior. In actual fact, he's probably in his early 30s by the time this game comes around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like loads of people just sort of go, oh, but he's the Master Chief. It's like, you seem to forget that he's actually a petty officer.
Yeah.
Like, he's Petty Officer Master Chief, like, the lowest of the low.
Yeah, he calls everyone Sir.
Yeah.
Like even everyone in this game as well. In fact, a few of them reference how odd it is that someone as epic as him refers to them as Sir.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm Master Chief, but you can still command me, kind of thing. It's like, that's true. And I like the way they deal with like Cortana and Chief's relationship, because this one is very different to the ones they've had in previous games, where it's been Cortana, supporting Master Chief, giving him emotional boost, telling him where to go and everything like that, and then just pointing him at stuff that needs to be dead.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Go destroy this, press this button. Okay.
Yeah.
But in this one, because she's been, I should probably explain a little bit. AIs in the Halo universe have a life of 7 years, and after that, rampancy starts to set in, which basically means they go into overdrive and they basically think themselves to death.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And since Halo and since Cortana's been activated, about 9 years have taken place.
Yeah.
But by the time this game comes around, so her rampancy is starting to set in, like,
big
good
time,
and proper. And it's kind of obvious when, she first wakes Master Chief up that something's a little bit off with her. And obviously you don't have time to delve into it because you're on a ship that's falling to pieces. But it eventually comes out that her rampancy's starting to set in. She can't effectively give Master Chief guidance anymore. She struggles to hold it together. She she flip flops between quite calm and then quite angry at times as well. And she does it on the bridge of the UNSC Infinity, the big huge dildo shaped ship. It is a gigantic dildo.
Gigantic flying dong, is it?
Yeah. But they're talking about something. I think they're gonna they want to fall back and repair the ship and not go after the Diadact at one point. And Cortana just goes like, "No, I won't let you leave." So, whoa.
Oh, okay.
It's like possession issues here.
Yeah, she flickers red. All the lights in the ship flicker as well. It's like, oh shit. So, Master Chief, your AI is kind of going a bit nuts. And this time it's Master Chief's turn to try and keep her going, to hold her together long enough to complete the mission, because the Diadact is a fucking demon. He is a forerunner as well, like the race that built the fucking rings.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. He's one of them that got imprisoned for basically trying to wipe out the human race.
Jesus.
Back when we were cavemen, he tried to wipe us out. The other the other forerunners didn't like this, so they imprisoned him in Requiem, and poof, he suddenly comes back alive again. It's like, oh shit, now we're all fucked because he knows how to use everything. But because he uses a device called the Composer to convert people into these digital versions of warriors, which are then uploaded into these mech suits, which are fucking really difficult to take out. They're called Prometheans, and they're fucking epic. All of them are on par with a high level elite.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, all of them have got shields. All of them have got specific weapons. They attack you in groups, and they use tactics as well. They use a couple of long rangers to keep you pinned down. They'll use a couple of mid rangers to pin you down, and then they fucking teleport as well. They teleport straight at you.
It sounds like an elite hit squad going after you.
Yeah. And when you've got that, when you're playing it on Legendary, they are fucking insane. It's I thought the elites were bad and Legendary, playing Legendary through on Reach, but these guys are fucking just on another level of fucking arseholery. Yeah, it's just it's a really heartfelt story because it's sort of like an apocalypse story with like an emotional one underlaying it.
Yeah, like this, the spotlight's put. I imagine the spotlight's put a lot more on Cortana ever before because it really hasn't ever been before. She's just been there.
Yeah, she's just been there. She's been chatting to Master Chief through his helmet. She's had a couple of witty one-liners, but she's basically a sat nav.
Yeah,
Up until about number 3, she gets a bit more character, but up until that point, she's just a glorified sat nav.
Yeah.
But in this one, yeah, like you see her for what she is. She is a full artificial intelligence. She has emotions. She has feelings. You get to know her a little bit more in this one, and the fact that she, she's going to die at the end of this one. From like the second she starts talking about her rampancy, it's like, oh shit, she's going to die, isn't she?
Yeah.
And yeah, she sacrifices herself to save Earth, to save Master Chief. And there's like a really good bit at the end as well where like her rampancy's fully set in, and like on the end mission there's such a sense of urgency. I mean, I did a speed run of this earlier today, and I managed to smash my way like through the entire game in about 3 hours. I was quite impressed. I was well pleased with myself. I was like, yeah, I'm on fire. But I got to like the last mission, and her rampancy's fully set in. You've got this nuke that you've got to like set off in the composer because it's going to transfer, like it's going to turn all the people into Earth into like digital homicidal programs. And you're like, oh shit, I've got to do this quickly, we've got to do this. Cortana, hold your shit together, I've got this.
Yeah.
Because she's breaking apart, and it's horrible when she actually goes. It really is. If you're invested in the series like I am, and you love the series and you like Cortana and you get kind of emotionally attached to the characters, it's like her ending is so perfectly done, because it's not just like, oh, she sacrifices herself, she's gone. She has like a really heartwarming moment with Chief at the end, because you as Chief set off a nuke in this big composer thing which is converting everyone to save the Earth, and you go, boom, hit the bomb, everything goes white, and you're just stuck in this little like shield thing that Cortana's created around you in like a millisecond to save you from being vaporized.
Yeah.
And she's managed to hold back enough of herself to like give herself like a physical presence inside this shield so she can physically interact with you.
Yeah.
There's no like...
It's almost like really, a proper goodbye sort of thing.
Yeah. And I'm really glad they didn't go for like a really over-gratuitous like sex scene, or they didn't have like a really... like
Must Chief bends her over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let me show you my pulse rifle.
Get ready for some new source code.
Time to see my plasma cannon.
But yeah, it was just like, it was really nicely done, because like, despite the fact that obviously Master Chief, like, he's got his helmet on, he's got all his armor on, but the amount of expression they managed to get through in his body language is really well done, because you can tell from his body language and everything that like he can't handle what's going on. He can't emotionally understand it, because he never grew up. He was turned into this soldier as a kid, so he hasn't had like the full mental progression that everyone else has had. So he can't deal with what's happening about it, and
you can't process what's going on, sort of thing.
Yeah, because he's just standing there going like no, I will not leave you here. It's like we have to go home and stuff like that, and she just kind of reaches up with like one hand, just like touches his breastplate, and she's like, I've waited so long to do that. And she just kind of she just goes, welcome home, Chief, and fades away. And it's like, I shed many a manly tear.
Manly tears with bulging muscles.
Yeah, and I did think they did ruin it a little bit by having like the Chief contemplation scene where he's standing looking at Earth on the ship, and he has a really cheesy moment with Lansky, one of the other characters in the game, who was actually in the movie Forward Unto Dawn.
Okay,
because the movie kind of ties into the game extremely loosely.
Yeah,
as a way as Master Chief is in it and Lansky is in it.
And that's about it.
Yeah. And that's it.
Those were the only tie-ins I could see. And Lansky's in it as well, and he's saying to Master Chief, it's like, I can't begin to understand what you're going through. I've lost people in combat, but never anything like what you've gone through. Because if you put a bit of thought into it, it is really emotionally scarring what is happening to Master Chief. He loses pretty much everyone he knows throughout the course of 4 games. Pretty much everyone he knows dies. He gets locked in space for like 4 years. His only constant companion, is Cortana.
Yeah, a machine that's sort of slipping into insanity.
Yeah. He has trouble dealing with that because she's always been the one that's kind of brought back his humanity when he's been too in danger of turning into the faceless soldier.
Yeah.
Like she's always been the one that's kind of brought back his humanity a bit, and he's now lost that. He has in essence lost the human part of himself.
Yeah.
And he has this Lansky says a line. What is it? He says to Master Chief, not understanding what he's going through, and Master Chief says something along the lines of, what was it? Our duty as soldiers is to protect the Earth, whatever the cost. And Lansky goes, you're talking about, soldiers and humans are 2 separate things. We're still people. We're not machines. And, Master Chief kind of does little kind of double take, and Lansky walks off to give Master Chief a deck, and he goes, she said that to me once about being a machine, which is a callback to the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, when she accuses him of being a machine and everything like that. And, you can tell the impact she's had on him, which is why I'm quite excited for, number 5, Guardians, because I want to know how he deals with not having Cortana anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the whole campaign itself is actually really fun. You get to do pretty much everything. You get to use every vehicle in the game as well, which is something that got left out of the other games. You'd see things and go, I'd really like to pilot that, and then you don't really get to do it.
Yeah.
In this one, you get to fly Banshees, you get to fly a Pelican at one point, you can fly, you can drive Warthogs, all of the tanks. You get the Mantis suit, which is fucking epic. The big old Walker with a big-ass machine gun on one arm and a 4-barrel rocket launcher on the other.
Yeah, I was I don't even know. I can't even remember what that was. Obviously, is that something new to Halo 4 then?
Yeah, that was something created for Halo 4. It was just you want a big-ass mech suit. Here's a big-ass mech suit.
That could work.
Yeah, and that thing is so fun, especially in like big team battles when you got someone stomping around and that everyone focuses on it. It's like, take the fucker out, take him out. But yeah, you get the pilot just about everything. You get the pilot a fighter at one point as well, like they did in it's not quite the same as they did it in Reach, which I was a bit disappointed about. I would have liked a little like Reach-esque like fighter pilot bit. It's
that was
more
awesome.
like a sort of it's more sort of like an on rails type thing with movement, but it's still kind of fun. You still got to dodge around things. It took me a good few attempts to do it because shit comes out at you quite quickly in the last little run. But that's kind of towards the end, and it's actually really good. And the campaign's fun. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's quite evenly paced as well. Like the points between the action and dialogue are not too long because I find
it's paced well then.
Yeah, it's got good pacing because some games suffer from like having action scenes with dialogue that you then can't hear, or long stretches of nothing happening so the dialogue can happen, but the dialogue's not long enough for that section really, and you end up spending ages getting towards the next bit of action, which is kind of boring. And this thing was in development since October 2007, like pretty much since Halo 3 was released. They got straight onto this one, and they had lots of fun with it. The design for it is fucking amazing. It is a beautiful game. I mean, even if you don't like Halo in particular, just the sets for it and the character models are all spectacularly done. The cutscenes are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It, like some of the cutscenes are on par with like James Cameron's Avatar in places. Yeah. It's like kind of all all the character models are are really well done and detailed. The lip syncing is right, which is something that really fucking annoys me. I hate it when even adverts on TV which get which get lip syncing out of order really fucks me off. Because I know it can be done. I have really shitty editing software and a shitty computer, and I can fucking do it with a webcam. So if I can do it, they can fucking do it.
Yeah.
It really fucks me off. It's really lazy and it gets on my nerves. But yeah, like it's just everything looks so polished and so clean. Like when you're in an alien environment, it looks like a decent alien environment. When you're in like, you know, a big rugged terrain area, it looks like a proper rugged terrain area. The lighting's well done for it as well. Like the UNSC Infinity, the big dildo ship, looks like the inside of it is really well done.
The inside of a dildo ship.
Yes, inside of nice. But yeah, and the music for it is amazing as well. It's like all of it seems really, really well placed for the music. Like I struggle to find a bit of music that doesn't fit what's going on the screen.
Yeah,
like all the battle music, all like there's always little background music going on, even if it's like just like a really faint thing. It's enough to kind of get you immersed in the world.
Yeah,
and I think there is actually something wrong with people that can switch on Halo 4 and not feel relaxed by the main menu music.
Yeah,
I honestly feel there's something wrong with people who can't feel relaxed by that music, because it's very operatic, it's very still, and it fits what's happening on the screen as well. Because obviously when you switch on Halo 4, it's like a big spacescape with a planet in the background. And I just love it. And the multiplayer as well is fucking amazing. They went balls to the wall with the multiplayer in this one. Like, they went off the fucking chain. So all the customization options are just insane, and they keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding to it. It's like, what? Well, I've got my Halo 4 up and running at the moment. Just for helmets alone, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40 odd helmets.
Jesus. That's good, though. That's like, that. Yeah. You want to be able to have that many to be able to customize how you look.
You want that variety as well.
Yeah, and all of this is customizable as well. It's like you've got helmet, torso, left, right shoulder, forearms, legs, and you've got like different visor tints as well, which are really cool. You can get some good visor tints, and you can have different stances for how your character will look in the little player cards that pop up. You've got your Spartan ID, so your little symbol that you can do as well. All your loadouts are fully customizable. You get like 5 when you get up to the right level. And you unlock all the weapons in the game. You can have different perks and stuff as well. You've got like armor abilities, tactical packages, and a support upgrade, which all do different things. Like some of them, your shield recharges faster, or you can reload quicker, or you've got like a bigger shield, or you can obviously have like things that like they did in Halo Reach. They had like armor add-ons.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that you could basically make yourself like invulnerable for a couple of seconds, or you can make yourself invisible or something like that. Because it's like things that give you a small boost for a little bit of time to give you something different to fight on or something.
So try for an edge sort of thing.
Yeah,
and that's just in the armor ability. You've got all those just in the armor ability. You've got the tactical package, which is more like how effective you are with your weapons and stuff like that, and then the support upgrade, which is more to do with like explosives and sensors and your shields and stuff.
Yeah,
which is also really cool, and you can choose. I mean, for my loadout, I've got the assault rifle with the TRM paint job, which means there's blood splattered all over it. I like that. I've got my secondary weapon is a battle rifle because it's awesome. And that was something that Halo fans went absolutely fucking insane for, was the battle rifle being brought back for Halo 4.
Oh, I love the battle rifle. Rifle was my favourite. I never liked the assault rifle. The battle rifle I loved.
Yeah, fans went fucking insane when that was announced. They're like, oh, Halo 4, that's cool. The fucking battle rifle's coming back. Fuck yeah. It was amazing. I mean, I've got plasma grenades. I've got a hard light shield as well. I love doing the hard light shield and then plasma grenading someone. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, all your bullets do nothing. Plasma grenade.
Boom.
I've got the tactical package, so I can use a primary weapon in my secondary weapon slot. And I've got dexterity, so I can like reload faster and swap weapons quicker as well.
Yeah.
But all of this as well, and it promotes you to play more, because like there's daily challenges, weekly challenges, and monthly challenges just in like the war games, which is the online stuff, like just for that. And then there's challenges for Spartan Ops as well, and there's challenges for the campaign. And Spartan Ops is possibly one of the greatest additions to multiplayer I have ever fucking encountered.
They're like cooperative missions, aren't they?
It's a whole separate campaign that ties into the main campaign itself, online co-op.
Yeah.
And it like I expected it to be like a really half-done couple, like, you know, rinse and repeat missions, but no, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
And you play as a Spartan from the UNSC Infinity rather than Master Chief himself. And you kind of come across, well, you don't come across Master Chief, but you kind of go to places that he's been and stuff like that, and you get to play missions that are referenced in the actual campaign itself.
Yeah.
Which is like it is really cool, and I saw a couple of cutscenes that were done for this as well, and I thought, oh, the cutscenes for this are probably going to be like really rubbish, like comic drawing type things. No, they're full on CGI rendered cutscenes, which are like a little mini series in and of themselves.
Yeah, I remember Far Cry 3 had something like that. Like Far Cry 3 had a thing that you could play with like a separate group, and it was like co-op missions, and it like had slight references to the actual main campaign of the game. So it was kind of cool just to go through that as well.
Yeah.
It's quite good that there's sort of like no expense spared, even for sort of was essentially an add-on for the game.
Yeah, it is an add-on, but it's a whole nother campaign, which I think lots of people missed out in like reviews and stuff. Like it is two campaigns in one, essentially. I mean, you had to pay for them to unlock them when the game first came out, but I didn't bother doing that. I put the disc in a couple of months later; they were all free.
Oh.
So, like you know, I just played through all of them on my own, and they were so much fun. And a couple of them are a little bit similar, and you do revisit a couple of places, but it's still so much fun to play.
You wouldn't expect it to be of the same quality as the normal campaign, so you can give it a little bit of a pass, you know, if you go into a few areas. So.
And it ties into the main while it ties into the main story, it also kind of has its own little story going as well.
Yeah.
And it introduces you to sort of like the next generation of Spartans, because Spartans have been remade in this game, and they've kind of been brought back to life, but they're more structured into the military, whereas the original Spartans were, well, not soldiers of fortune, but they kind of operated outside of the military a little bit.
They were kind of, though, because especially as far as I remember, sort of with the first, it's like, so what are these guys?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is he?
Yeah, like
they were very...
They were like mythical almost. People were like, oh my god, that's actually a Spartan sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, they were very under the radar kind of thing. Yeah, but in this game, Spartans have been brought back, and they're a lot more heavily involved in the military, and they're a bigger part of things, and they're more well-known. But the Spartans in this one are like second-generation Spartans, and they are nothing on Master Chief. Master Chief is a good head taller than their tallest one. He towers over them. It's epic. When he just kind of like, oh, these are our Spartans. These Spartans are puny. Bring me. It's just and yeah, these Spartans are actually really cool, and they're a lot more human than Master Chief is, obviously, and it's a good way of introducing that new era of Spartans, because you get some cutscenes which introduces you to the different kind of characters and the different kind of characters that they have, and it shows them that they're more human, they're more involved in the military. While they're still one step above humans, they are still like they're closer to humanity than, you know, Master Chief and his ilk of Spartans was.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people slagged off the armor for this one, actually, which I didn't really get. I think it looks nice. Bearing in mind this takes place 4 years after, you know, Halo 3, so, you know, the armor isn't going to look the same. I think the reasons people got a bit shitty with it was because Halo 4 starts Master Chief off with the new armor from the outset. Yeah. And their excuse is that, you know, Cortana's been fiddling with the armor while Master Chief has been asleep.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's updated it for him, but she's updated it to the state that everyone else's kind of looks, which everyone was a little bit funny about. And it was like, oh, this new armor looks rubbish. Oh, like, you know, there's barely anything of it. It looks really minimalistic. It's like, well, Yeah, but it still looks good.
Yeah.
He still looks epic.
What's the problem?
Yeah, he still maintained his look. He's still got, the old Mark V helmet, which has just been streamlined a little bit. He's still recognizable as Master Chief.
Yeah.
It's not like they've completely refitted him with new armor.
Yeah, like they changed his colours or anything along those lines, which would be like sacrilege to the Halo masses.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was searching on when his character model reveal first came out. Everyone was searching on. So, the 117 isn't there. They've missed the 117 out. Are they fucking idiots? The 117 is on there. It's just on there in Braille.
Yeah. It's just some people. Sometimes they just get a little bit too defensive of what they love, and they're not able to accept anything new, and so they're going to immediately slam it without having any kind of backing to do that. You know? Just some people do that, but
on what grounds? Just because
I don't like it. That's why. Yeah, that's what they get. Like, is there anything else that you want to cover with Halo 4? Or?
Well, just that it is a good game to play, and it introduces I think they made this one a bit more friendly to people who are just jumping into the Halo franchise, because you get a lot more introduction than you did in the last ones.
Yeah.
And this one just seems to like this one is my favorite, and it just seems to be like a lot better than the other ones. Like, I loved Halo 1, Halo 2 I was a bit blasé about. Halo 3 again I was a bit blasé about. Like, I fucking love the shit out of Halo Reach. So that's what got me back into the series. Fucking loved Halo Reach.
That was a good package, I thought, Halo Reach. Like, it wasn't just like a campaign, that was it. It was a complete package that they gave you. I think that's what was so good about Halo Reach. And I like the ending of Halo Reach where you got the cracked screen when you're fighting and that you're slowly dying. Yeah, I love that.
That is fucking immense. Just seeing how long you could last on it, sticking it on Legendary and going, come on, you fuckers, I'll take you all out.
Yeah.
And then I played ODST as well. I'm a bit. If you catch me on a good day, I like it. Catch me on a bad day, I think it's shit.
Yeah.
It's just I flip flop with that game. It didn't really impress me too much.
It's the weakest of the. I think everyone can agree. It's the weakest of the ones that they've done.
Yes,
ODST.
it is.
Yeah. It just feels like an expansion to number 3, not his own game. That's the problem.
Yeah. Like for me, I think that should have been like an add-on to the game. To the game itself, because that's essentially what it is.
An expansion, a DLC campaign that you could download or something along those lines. But
yeah, that would have made more sense. But I could honestly talk about this game for hours, but I think I better shut up and let you guys talk about it. I can't talk about this game enough. It's I fucking love this game, and I picked it up as soon as it came out. I've had it ever since. I'm always sticking it back in the machine and giving it a replay. I'm always on the multiplayer on it just because it's so much fun. And yeah, I love it.
Good value for money.
Oh yes, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, you can pick it up pretty cheaply now because it's been out for a little while. So
yeah, it's been out for about a year now, hasn't it? Over a year, I'd imagine.
2 years.
Yeah. So it's been a while. I mean, I actually remember, just before we move on, just talk about Halo a little bit more. The very first Xbox I got was a Halo 3 Special Edition Xbox.
Nice.
And I still have the green Halo 3 controller somewhere. It's broken because obviously, I've got it so long ago, but it's still around. It's still around. So
yeah.
But Tony, you have to give him respect. He's a major.
He's
has more experience than you.
Yeah. There's a. Go on, explain that, Matt.
Explain what of the Halo 3 matchmaking lobby.
Yeah.
We genuinely overheard some child, this is going back to sort of your American kids, and it's just it was stereotypical sort of American gaming nerds, the lisp and all things like that, and he's a major, he's got more experience than you and all that lot.
You have to listen to what he says. It was like uber nerd, and we actually could barely hold in our laughter. It was absolutely hilarious. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was our first few days of playing Halo 3 online, and that was just stuck with us ever since.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to my game. Funny enough, Soul Calibur 5. If any people don't know, I am a big Soul Calibur fan, to the point that I got so good with 3 that I thought that I could have gone into actually doing competitive matches. I just never got there, but I got abusively good at 3. I was alright at 4, and I'm alright at 5. But I'm covering Soul Calibur 5, fighting game made by Namco Bandai. A long line. I like to call them arcade style beat 'em ups, and the reason why I say that is because you've got a lot of other fighting games. I don't think that accurately portrays what fighting games are, because then you've got like games that are boxing games and MMA games. So I'm calling these an arcade style beat 'em up. I think that probably covers it best.
Yeah.
The series is a little bit different to its rivals in the sense that it uses weapons as part of its combat. Part of the one button is actively for the weapon that character uses.
True.
And also in the last 3 games, in 3, 4, and 5, you also have the ability to create your own custom fighters. So that has been a staple of the series ever since that point, ever since number 3. Now, this is not going to be a good review of Soul Calibur 5, and the reason being, I spent €5 on Soul Calibur 5. I feel I was ripped off.
Right.
Oh, really?
Honestly, €5 isn't a lot of money, and I still feel ripped off. They basically reached into Soul Calibur 4 and decided instead of adding features, they were going to strip features out of the game. Tons of them, dozens of features stripped out of the game. I got no idea why they decided to do this. They just decided not to. I'm going to go through all the awesome like features and game modes that they've had in like Soul Calibur 2, 3, 4, and go through that they're not actually in Soul Calibur 5. In Soul Calibur 5, there is a story mode, and a lackluster story mode at that, and a huge emphasis on the online feature. If you don't like story mode or online fighting, there is nothing here for you. There is nothing. Soul Calibur 3 and 4 had a pretty good way of, like, for instance, in Soul Calibur 4, you could earn money doing fights, you can buy things for your characters and give them different stats. So, like, in the create a character in Soul Calibur 3 and 4, you could give them weapons, and they'd give, like, some of this weapon might give you 40 health, but it might reduce your damage by 20 or along those lines. And, like, at the end of creating your characters...
I remember that. That was a good little feature.
Yeah. So, like, every piece of armor had its own, like, own value attached to it, and you can create very different characters. So you can make a character that has, like, savage damage, but can't do a lot of, can't take a lot. You can have one that's a tank, but, doesn't do a lot of damage. You can have mixes of the two, and speed and stuff. It was really cool, really in-depth. In Soul Calibur 5, all the custom armor pieces have no armor values attached to them whatsoever. It's all basic, all the same.
Yeah.
Which is
a bit shit.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I think that they did this is because... sometimes when you're fighting online, what they're thinking about it anyway. When you're fighting online, you're fighting people that have got like the optimal setup for their characters, and they're fighting well. They seem to forget that they actually had 2 different game styles. You could play one where it doesn't matter what you were wearing, it would give you even stats to make it a completely fair fight. And they had the other version which put your stats into account. So it wasn't broken. They didn't need to remove it. Or if they thought it needed fixing, there was no point in just removing it and not fixing it. They just removed the entire thing away from it.
Yeah.
There is no money system in Soul Calibur 5. You unlock things by gaining experience, which you think, okay, might be okay, but the difference is that you can, at least in Soul Calibur 4 and 3, you could earn the money by playing the game modes that you liked, and then you could save your money up and buy the things that you wanted. Now, you can level up and get an item that you don't want, so there's no point in doing it. And there's like I was playing it for quite a bit, and it does take a while to get to the levels where you start getting some really decent gear. So when you start creating characters at the very beginning, whereas like in Soul Calibur 3 and 4, you can make badass looking characters. I mean, like, Matt knows because he made a few of them, when I was...
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You can make some, badass looking characters in those games right from the outset. But in Soul Calibur 5, they're giving you all the basically crap items, so you can you make very generic looking guys from the very beginning, and then you unlock all the stuff randomly. So anyway, let's talk about Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur 5 and its premise, right? Soul Calibur 5 is the next generation of Soul Calibur games. So essentially what they've done is that in terms of the story, it's like the next generation. So all the characters from Soul Calibur 4, all their kids are the characters in Soul Calibur 5.
Right.
So you think, okay, that might sound so. Instead of the staples of the series like Taki's not in it. You've got someone else. Sophitia, Cassandra, they're gone. A lot of the other characters that you'd be used to are gone.
Siegfried?
Siegfried's still in it. He's still there. Nightmares. There's a few others that are still in it, like Voldo and stuff like that. They're still around. But a lot of the ones that are in story aren't, their age isn't tampered with. They've moved on and had kids or apprentices that have taken over their work, sort of thing. So it means that huge staples of the series are now no longer part of it. A part of the story. If there was a story, right? So this is where I get into Soul Calibur 5. The story mode that it has isn't very good. Most of the cutscenes are done through almost like a hand-drawn, illustrated page turning sort of thing. Yeah. The voice acting isn't great. The actual the whole story is around Sophitia's children, Patroclus and Pyrrha, and essentially like there's a disease running rampant, through the land, the malfestation. And one of them becomes malfested, so it means like one of them has to help the other. The problem is that it seems like it wants to build up a very sisterly brother sort of story, like a bond, but it comes off coming off very incestuous.
Right.
Yeah. Awkwardly so. There's a lot of moments where they share longing looks at each other, where it looks like they don't want to hug each other, but it looks like they want to fuck each other.
Jesus.
So it's a bit awkward at moments in it, kind of, shall we say? Obviously, the translation, because obviously it's a Japanese-based game, to the English translation is at times a bit off. Some things just don't sound right, which you have to take when it's a Japanese game. You have to expect it. But so it's like so you could burn through the story in about 3 hours and it's done. There's no reason to go back to it anymore. There's no bonus objectives. There's no hard mode to go through it with like a very hard difficulty curve. There's no challenge mode attached to it. There's no time trial attached. Nothing. It's just the story mode, and once you've done it, you're done. Okay.
Oh shit.
It's really disappointing because as I remember, like, was it in 2 or 3 where you had sort of like to travel? You sort of made your own character and sort of journeyed across the land, sort of thing.
The Chronicles of Sword in Soul Calibur 3. I'm going to get into that in a minute because I thought that mode was fucking brilliant, right? But anyway, so one of the staples of the series, that's the story mode that you get. It's not great. It's not. I played through it. I mean, by 3 hours, I was mildly entertained for those 3 hours because I'm a big fan of the fighting mechanics of Soul Calibur, which are, to its credit, Soul Calibur 5 has done the fighting mechanics best than it ever has in the series. If you come here just for fighting online, then this is the game for you. But I expect a bit more. So you may remember any game that you play, regardless whether it's Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur before this game. If you play through the arcade with a character, you get like a starting, sometimes a mid, and an ending cutscene. That basically tells their story in a very brief way. If you play arcade, no matter what arcade person that you play with, what type, what path apparently, because apparently you can choose paths, which have no bearing on what you do whatsoever, except for who you might fight. There is no cutscenes. They removed all the cutscenes from the arcade game.
Oh right.
None of them. So it means that if their story isn't in their story mode, there is no story for those characters. That means the likes of Mitsurugi, Voldo. There's a little bit involving Ivy, but not a lot. Cervantes, all these staples of the series that had like long storylines that they've built up from all these previous installments, they have nothing, no story, no improvement to them. Yeah, it's a huge shock. So it means that once you've played through arcade once with one character, there is absolutely no reason to play. I played through Soul Calibur 4 with every single character in arcade mode just to see all their different cutscenes. There is nothing to be had here. So another feature that's been stripped out. Let's talk about the other features that I really liked in other games. They had like the battle tower in Soul Calibur 4, which is a very simple mode, but it was quite fun, where basically you can put like a team of your guys together, and it was like an endurance mode, so like you fight increasing difficulty and numbers of enemies, and you basically can descend the tower or go up it, which is like a challenge mode, which gave Soul Calibur 4 quite a bit of depth if you're going for like late game, because some of this stuff is really hard going into late game. I managed to clear the tower in Soul Calibur 4, but by using literally all that I could. And some of these battles as well have like challenges involved in them, so you can like beat this person by ringing them out, you get like an extra armor piece that's really rare, or like beat this person under 15 seconds, which is really hard to do, but if you do it you get like a big cache of gold which you can go and buy other stuff with. That's not in Soul Calibur 5.
Right.
So it's a good mode. Not in Soul Calibur 5. The Chronicles of the Sword, which is what Matt's going into, which me and him played to fucking death in Soul Calibur 3. And it's the best mode that I can think that Soul Calibur's ever done. But basically what it is that it's like a mix of RTS, RPG, fighting games, all amalgamated into one, where basically you create loads of characters, and they become like your champions. You go send them off to destroy encampments, to fight people. And when you come to the point where you have to fight, let's say that you've got like one of your champions and he's taking over a tower in this map, and it's got 3 defenders. Then once the tower's been destroyed, you have to fight the 3 defenders in the actual fighting mechanic of the game. You know what it's bread and butter. But because all the stats and the armors and everything were such a huge part of the game, they might only have like half health because they're just little peons, they're little infantry. They're not going to do that much. But your guy is like beefed up by that point because he's got all these armor stat boosts, and you can level up these characters by fighting with them. So like it goes from like level 1 to like 99, I think, and like you can level them up and they get stronger as they go along. And like later on it gets like really hard because you're going against like it's not only like the battles that you fight are hard, but it's also the tactics that you send them off. Where do you send them off, and where and when? Do I group them up? I
remember one where it's like, oh, it's just a little tent. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. And then it's just like, oh, and it's got like rocks in there. It's just like Matt's fucking sledgehammer. It's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
At that point, you haven't leveled enough.
Yeah.
And you're just going to get wrecked every time.
Yeah. And like the good thing about that is that, as you say, like there will be like moments like far off on the map where they've got the actual Soul Calibur, because like all the enemies that you fight, they're basically all made throughout the create a character system, which is great because you'll see lots of different random characters, some awesome ones, some bonkers ones, but it's always different. But like sometimes you can go against in that mode, you can go against like as you said there, like the original Soul Calibur characters, and they're like level 50. So like when you play through the first time, you're gonna get dicked. There's no way you can beat them because they're one hit kill you. But when you go and play it again, like on a new game plus where you keep all your levels, then you can actually go back and fight them, and they give you like a bunch of stuff for killing them. It's awesome.
Nice.
So awesome mode was not put in Soul Calibur 5. The create a character mode, as we said, it's got loads of issues. It's just not nearly as rewarding or useful. You don't have, like in Soul Calibur 3, you wanted to make all these different characters because you could go and level them up. In Soul Calibur 4, you wanted to make them because they had all the different stat combinations, and you can make really weird stats characters. There's none of that in Soul Calibur 5, so you've got as less incentive to make these characters as ever before.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cameo characters. So in Soul Calibur 4, we had the Star Wars characters. We had Darth Vader and Yoda.
And
who else did we? Oh yeah, the Apprentice.
Yeah,
the Apprentice. Yeah, the Apprentice was probably the least broken. He was actually the one that fit into the main fighting. Yoda was just outright broken. Like you couldn't hit the guy. Like he was so small. Like regular attacks just go over his head and they wouldn't damage him.
It was definitely sort of like Odd Job in GoldenEye sort of.
Yeah. When someone picks Yoda when you're doing versus match, you're like, you dick, you utter cock. You can't even grapple Yoda. Like half, like a lot of the tactics is like, oh, you get too close to me, so I'll grapple attack you. You can't do that with Yoda. He just fucking flips around everywhere. It was cool, but I can understand why people didn't like it because they were so obviously broken.
Yeah.
In Soul Calibur 5, they don't have any broken characters. They have Ezio from Assassin's Creed, which sounds cool, and it is. He actually has probably one of the most like awesome move sets in the game. It really makes use of all the different things that he has in Assassin's Creed. So he uses like his crossbow, his gun, like the smoke pellets, and just loads of stuff that you can use in his combos to, really give him the edge. And he feels like he's not overpowered, but he's also not underpowered. He fits right in with the rest of them. Yeah. But this goes into the issue when you could play as the Star Wars characters in Soul Calibur 4. They had cutscenes. In Soul Calibur 5, Ezio has no cutscenes like the rest of them. So once you've played through as Ezio, if you don't think that he's competitive enough, you probably won't use him again.
Yeah.
So the whole gimmick of him being there is kind of like a little bit removed. So you will get bored of him after a few fights, unfortunately.
See, I can think of a way to include him right now. He fucks with the Apple of Eden and gets transported in by accident.
There you go. Done. And you can do something along those lines. They just never decided to do it. So let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay, as usual, is always superb in Soul Calibur. It's very clean, precise, does exactly what it tells you to do. If you fail, it's your fault. The only issue here is that the stuff that they've added in, and they added in a critical edge attack, which is essentially they basically copied it off of Mortal Kombat, which is the X-ray attack.
Yeah.
The problem is it lacks the same consistency and fairness that Mortal Kombat does. You know, Mortal Kombat, when you hit it or you miss it, it seems like it's okay. I used it too obviously. I didn't mask it enough, or I didn't judge when it was coming, or I used it out of place or along these lines. The critical edge attacks for the characters lack consistency. Nightmare's one is brutally overpowered, to the sense that essentially what it is that it suckers people in. So like you can use it just randomly, the critical edge, and it basically puts his guard up, and anyone who's there can't stop themselves from attacking, and then activates the rest of his attacks. So Nightmares is overpowered, but you've got other ones that are completely underpowered, that are so hard to land. There's no point in ever using them. I guarantee you, no matter, even if you're playing as Nightmare, no one online uses critical edges because it's considered suicidal.
Wow.
Because when you put yourself through your critical edge, not only that are you trying to get the combo in, because it's not like you tap one button like in Mortal Kombat, you have to do a combo to do it.
Yeah.
It's once you're in that situation, if you are to miss, the cutback from that is you are so open that in online play it opens you up to the most devastating combos, which will do more damage than the critical edge would.
Jesus.
So it's not useful. I think it's too easy. It's either too easily telegraphed. It's either too hard to.
So when you hit someone with this attack, they can then instantly hit you right off the bat.
Well, no. So if someone uses it and someone dodges it, because for instance, a lot of these guys like Nightmare's one, Nightmare's one is very hard to get away from. But like Siegfried's, like he attacks from, if you're very far away, he's not going to hit you, so you can sidestep and run in. And his cooldown from his move gives you so much time. You could basically sit there and think what you want to do before you do it, let alone actually do it. You know, you've got so much time to decide, how do I want to make this guy fucking pay for trying to use this critical edge. And like some people say, it's the risk and reward. You're risking a very damaging attack, but you can get. I think that's bullshit, because these critical edges don't even do as much damage as some of the high-end combos in the game, of which the guys online do know and they will use against you. I knew Matt can tell you this. I knew a combo, Zaslamel and Soul Calibur 3, that does far more damage than any of the critical edges in this game.
Jesus.
Please don't tell me. Are you thinking I might just be having like PTSD, like flashbacks of you playing as Zaslamel. Was it the one where he's like, obviously he's got the scythe and he does the cartwheel thing?
Yeah, then the dragon.
Him up, then you catch him in the air and you slam him on the floor.
Yeah, it's like you do the cartwheel attack, then you use the hook to hook him in, which does two hits. I mean, by then you've done 5 hits on him. Then that hoists him up into the air. You catch him in the air, so like it's just go. You know what I mean? If you know the combos, it will do it for you. It'll be awesome. But the critical edges here, which is their one big staple, is one big injection of life into the fighting mechanics of this game, is not useful at all.
It's just worthless.
It's worthless, yeah. I mean, once you've seen it once, it has a cool animation, nowhere near as cool as the Mortal Kombat ones, but obviously Matt's going to get into that anyway. It's just not useful at all. And often, if you're new and you're trying to use a critical edge because you don't know how to do the combo that well, you're going to look like an idiot who's just standing up and going up and down, up and down, up and down, moving left and right because you can't do the combo correctly. And if you do that online, people will look at you and be like, okay, I'm going to eat you for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to destroy you.
You don't know what you're doing. Fortunately, I do.
Yeah. Like, just in overall, right? Just to kind of sum Soul Calibur 5 up, I don't understand why they feel the need to consistently, game after game, keep taking things out. I mean, something has to be better than nothing. But there's nothing here. Soul Calibur 5 is a very, very bare game. If you don't like to play online, which I don't anymore in Soul Calibur 5, I think my reactions are now just too slow. And you are not a big fan of the story, but you want to do like stuff like challenge mode, or you want to play like the Chronicles of the Sword to level up your characters or make lots of different characters, this is not the game for you. There's nothing here. I can't. There's so much that's been removed. I remember in Soul Calibur 4 that you had an awesome thing that you could unlock that would show you how everyone's story intertwined. There's none of that. That's gone in Soul Calibur 5. I just don't understand. Like, why feel the need? If it's already made, just update it. It doesn't take that much. Why reach into the bowels of your game and just keep throwing stuff out of it, just over and over again, and then not replacing it with anything? You know what I mean? Like, at least if you're going to take stuff out, at least replace it with something that you think is going to work. They did not. They just literally took stuff out and didn't put anything back in. And then it made me realise why this game was put on for €5, because it is nothing there really worth buying it for. So Soul Calibur 5, it's a gaming franchise I love, but Soul Calibur 5 will go down as one of the biggest disappointments of any game I've ever played in my life. It is a disappointment to the biggest degree. I would urge no one to buy this game. Just buy Soul Calibur 3 or Soul Calibur 4, which is available on Xbox 360. Soul Calibur 4 isn't as feature rich as Soul Calibur 3 is, but it's still much better than Soul Calibur 5 by a mile. So there you go, Soul Calibur 5. Don't buy it. It's not kitten approved. I would like to put this game on a kitty scratch post, and we can scratch it all day. It's not good at all.
We need to get animations worked up for these things, like a kitten approved and the kitty scratch post.
That's it. I'll just put a big dollop of like kitten shit on it. That's where you go from there.
That's it.
So there's Soul Calibur 5. I've been meaning to say it for a while. The only thing, if you are very big into playing the online section of Soul Calibur, and you can get this for as cheap as I got it, only get it if you think you're honestly going to play it for hours and hours and hours, because otherwise you will get bored. And there isn't that much of a community around it nowadays. So, yeah, I can't really give it anything. Go base Soul Calibur 3 and play Chronicles of the Sword. Awesome stuff, but still.
So I'm guessing with the actual current sort of the popularity of the servers, like, you're just generally paying it for a single player anyway.
Which, yeah, as you say, which is 3 hours of story, which is...
And then that's about it.
A bit... If you like longing looks between brothers and sisters who look like they want to fuck each other, then sure, it's the game for you, I guess, but...
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird demographic to go for, but still. Anyway. Mortal Kombat, Matt, it's your turn to talk about a fighting game I like and a
to go from one fighting franchise that never failed to one that never failed.
Yeah. So
I think this is a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say never failed. They've had a couple of touch and goes.
They have made it. I think by the time the Deadly Alliance days, that's when it was getting stale. But man, have they come back big time? Mortal Kombat 9 was the best fighting game in the last decade by far.
Easily, yeah.
So go on. You're talking about Mortal Kombat just in general, aren't you? Kind of.
It's a general Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I mean, for something that started off back in '92, it's just ridiculous for a game franchise to, for any gaming franchise to run for, well, what is it, 22 years?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, was 92, 22? Oh, wow.
Wow, that doesn't make you feel old, man.
Yeah, the fact that I'm only 4 years older than Mortal Kombat. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, for a game franchise to stick around for 22 years, it's a massive achievement in itself, and especially for an arcade fighter.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you mentioned, sort of it started getting a bit weak around the Deadly Alliance, and then suddenly they picked themselves back up again. And their current reinvention just seems to be going in the best direction possible for the company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I went off Mortal Kombat for a little while because the game they came out with before didn't really impress me that much.
Armageddon, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a bit poo, yeah.
And then I saw, what was it? I think I was watching a video on YouTube of some guys playing the new Mortal Kombat game, and I was like, oh, shit, I got to get this because I think I had it on the background and I looked around just in time to see an X-ray attack. I was like, good God, that's awesome.
Yes, X-ray attacks was a very good addition for 9.
That was a fucking masterstroke. I
mean, the one thing I quite like is, so originally started off as with Ed Boon and John Tobias. Now, originally their game Mortal Kombat wouldn't exist. It was meant to be a arcade Jean-Claude Van Damme fighter.
Yeah.
And he basically went, no. So for a game from a game that didn't become what it was meant to be to what it's become, is completely two different parallels.
To become a staple of not only just fighting games, but gaming in general. Like a lot of people...
Totally, yeah. Or just for sheer bloodshed and violence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one thing that everyone seems to love with Mortal Kombat is the fact that it's a very aggressive and it's a very raw and brutal fight, and it's very graphic.
Yeah.
And there's no denying that, especially with now the new X-rays and some of the ones I've seen for Mortal Kombat 10 when that comes out.
Fuck me.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
But I say it's getting worse when I actually mean it looks so much better.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean someone's not going to complain about it, which unfortunately NetherRealm have got themselves in quite a bit of trouble with.
Over the years, definitely.
Over the years, for just the sheer graphic content. I mean, there's a reason why it says 18, but people still think it's too much.
I think they get away with it now more because, I mean, violence is way more accepted. But back then, there was no games allowing you to decapitate an enemy by uppercutting them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Just straight up punch the head off.
Yeah.
Or freeze them and rip out their spine.
Yeah.
But I mean, what can I... It's that franchise that everyone knows now.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I quite like, it wasn't actually until I did the research, but like, I knew the whole thing about Noob Saibot, and like Noob was Boone backwards, but then Saibot's Tobias backwards as well.
Yeah.
And it's, obviously, so it's both the developers, and it just completely didn't faze me until a couple of hours ago, and I was suddenly like, oh.
One of the things I love about Mortal Kombat, though, is that, like, at the very beginning, because obviously I love hearing stories about games that they did things to save space, and then now they've got like now the franchise has gone on, and they've made different things of it. And with the Mortal Kombat one, it's like they made like different palettes of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, so they've basically made loads of colours. Whereas you look at it now, and like Reptile, which was the green one, just done, like they've completely gone like.
Oh yeah, like Reptile, Smoke, Noob Saibot, and all that. It's just literally just like, you look like Scorpion in red, yellow,
and black, and
yeah.
And they did that just to save space, and like now it's like they're fully fledged characters with their own skins and everything.
That's it. Like, and Reptile is a reptile, and not just like a guy in green and black, and things like that. But I just love it's very much a fantasy fighter. I mean, also in the same way with, as we were saying, with Soul Calibur, but it's still human versus human.
Yeah.
But at least with Mortal Kombat, you have like the differences, which then brings, and it's still very similar with the fact that it's like they've got a weapon and all things like that. But you've got people like Baraka, and like I remember like you and me, Tony, having epic fights with
Baraka versus Baraka
versus Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, like Reptile, but then also my mind has just gone completely blank. But Goro.
Yes.
Goro. And it's like, just like even running the arcade tower or just running the story, and it's like, what are you doing sneaking around? You get sent to the dungeon. It's like, great, now I've got to fight Goro. And it's like, no matter what difficulty it's on, Goro will fuck you up.
The first time you fight Goro, you're not ready for Goro. The first time that you fight him.
Completely.
You're gonna get beaten.
But it's like, especially with like you've got Raiden with the form of like gods and like Nightwolf and people like that, and just some characters that have just been and gone, unfortunately. But we mentioned sort of like other characters joining on to the franchise. In Calibur with the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
But then with Mortal Kombat, it's like, are we going to get brutal? Let's get brutal. And you had as potential DLC Freddy Krueger and Kratos from God of War.
Yeah.
If you really think of two more people, it's like, is this a slashing fighter? Good.
I mean, Freddy Krueger, man.
Is like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I love the fact they put Freddy Krueger as DLC, man. They must have sort of bucket load. Everyone's Freddy Krueger in a Mortal Kombat game. That's awesome.
That's it. Yeah. It's 64 characters as of 2012.
Wow.
Nice.
And for a game, that's a lot.
With all different fatalities, all different X-ray stuff, and that were added into the new game at very least. So that's really impressive that they've got sick minds over there to come up with that many different fatalities.
It's commonly known, like how they come up with their fatalities. It's like literally just like, right, everyone gather around in the boardroom. Let's just plan this out, and they'll just sort of stand up and just like act fatalities out, or just like sort of paint a picture with words, sort of thing, and they're just like, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
what's the most horrific thing you can think of, and we'll make it
completely. Yeah. I mean, with the upcoming Mortal Kombat 10 or X, whichever they prefer me to say, you've got, I can't remember the name of the character, but she's essentially she is the daughter of Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I've seen. I know what you're about to talk about.
Her fatality.
Yeah.
Which is literally just like she shoots them in the head, stuffs bubblegum in the hole, then the blood bubble swells up and pops, and it's just like, it's just grim, but it's simple and I love it, but it's just so violent.
Yeah.
I know full well there's going to be many a night coming up when 10 comes out, and I'm literally just like, right, time to take the Xbox around places, let's have beers and just play Mortal Kombat all night.
Actually, do you remember you brought over Mortal Kombat and it was my wedding and we had like loads of people stuffed in my house, if you remember, and we were playing Mortal Kombat and just going through, like, we were fighting and doing the fatalities. The amounts of like, whoa, in that house was mental. Everyone was just going crazy.
The fact that all we were doing was the training bits.
Yeah.
just to do the fatalities.
Yeah. Just watch this shit, Oh.
Nothing says a good wedding like Mortal Kombat fatalities. You know?
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost completely forgetting that they had the crossover, which was Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Yeah. A lot of people don't really look at that game because that got very... It wasn't nearly as violent as other Mortal Kombat
games. Not at all. But they still sort of went out and they gave fatalities and that lot to DC characters. And the Jokers will always be one of my favourite.
Yeah.
Because just for sheer comedy value.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why and the fact that they gave it to Shang Tsung as well, so it's like it still lives.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Sort of like the whole pulls out a pistol, there's a bang flag. It's like, head goes to bits.
Oh, cool.
This is what I really like about Mortal Kombat. They've always been quite unapologetically violent.
Yeah.
They've always been tongue-in-cheek violence as well, you know, like they've, like they can take their violence to another level because they don't take themselves too seriously, and I think that's always a good thing. You know?
It's so cartoonish, it's not believable.
Yeah.
I think that's what sets it out. I mean, like, if the violence was more realistic, they might be running into more problems, but because it's so overblown and cartoonish and just absolutely
it's definitely
insane.
Sort of like amped up to 11 sort of.
Yeah.
It's violent, but no one could do this to a human being. I mean, you can't shove an icicle into someone's eyeball and gut them with it.
Well, you can't do what Goro does, which is like strip the flesh in like one move and like, or rip off all the limbs in one go and sort of thing. You can't do that sort of stuff.
It. But just now just thinking, like, now you mentioned like Goro, just imagine it, like, just remembering Goro's X-ray move, which if nobody's ever seen it but have seen the Avengers, it's Hulk throwing around Loki.
Yeah, essentially. Nice. Except you see all the bones breaking as he does it.
Yeah, and you can see all the jaw and the neck, and just
Yeah, I love how they slow down for the impacts as well. It's always like, like, ooh, ah. Isn't there one where someone gets like kicked straight in the gonads? Whose X-ray is that? Oh, I can't remember. I think it's one of the women that like.
I think it's actually Sonya Blades.
Yeah, she kicked someone in the nuts. I saw that one happen and just went, ooh.
There's one that I remember, or unless you're thinking Jade, because Jade has the staff.
Oh,
and she does the whole just shunk,
and
just like bang, and just cracks straight in the nads with it.
It's just like, ow.
It's like,
so that's what happens.
But in sort of like in development, sort of like with how Soul Calibur has, like you were saying, Tony, how they've taken so much away.
Yeah.
With Mortal Kombat, they're just adding more and more.
Yeah.
And like the add of these 3D X-ray attacks, and just more brutal fatalities, extra costumes, and sort of like 9 was you played the entire Mortal Kombat, and that was the story mode. But
the story mode in Mortal Kombat pisses all over Soul Calibur 5. It honestly does.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you that category. As a person that's played both of them, I didn't even play through all of Mortal Kombat's story, and I must have played through half of it. You still get more value out of that than you do the entire story in Soul Calibur 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But sort of going on with like what they're adding in the future, I mean, we've got more new characters, because the game itself is now going to be based 20 years into the future.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a whole lot more characters, still some old ones. But there's one that there's two little things that I'm liking, is they've got interactive arenas. So there's one I saw, and it's like a little marketplace, and there's a little old lady, you can pick her up and throw her at your opponent.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to be doing that so often.
Grandma fatality.
But there's one thing that always annoyed me is like playing it, is like if you get locked into the corner, you are screwed.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because you can use the environment to kick them out or something like that. Yeah.
That's it. Or just wall run and sort of flip over them, and then you've got them locked in.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little thing where they've just sort of, well, why didn't we do that before? Meh. Like there's like going along with the same sort of little old lady sort of thing. There's like a biblical storm like going on in the background. You're fighting on a pier, and like the waves are coming up, and then bodies are flying out, and you could yet again, body. Catch, throw.
I know it was like one of them. They did it in like a forest, and you can actually like grab hold of the branches and like smack them over the head, and like
that's it.
Use them to like jump over your opponents.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Or like monkey swing and kick them in the face.
Nice.
And it's like you've got that additional interactivity just from the arena, but they've added every character now has 3 fighting styles.
Yeah.
Oh, much like they did that in like Deadly Alliance, didn't they? They had like 3 different.
Yeah, but I don't think it's. They've brought it back, and I think they've improved it considerably.
I think you can only use one at a time. You can't keep switching them in the middle of combat, can you?
You have your dedicated.
That's it, yeah.
Like, you've got... So I'm going to use Kano, because that's the more recent video that I watched.
Yeah.
Where you had Cybernetic Kano, which is you still have some of your lasers and your grenades, but they're more powerful in the cybernetic sort of stance.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You have your Cutthroat stance, where it's more knife attacks.
Yeah.
You got Commando stance, which is more punches and grapples.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's completely new movesets for each of these move types.
Mm.
And I think it adds that little bit more, because then it's just sort of like, well, if that's the case, then I'm probably going to want to do more like hat-orientated Liu Kang, where trying to keep distance sort of thing by constantly throwing and all things like that.
But that's quite cool, because if someone is constantly doing that, then you can pick a fighting style in fights afterwards. You know, okay, this guy's really good when he uses this, but when I use like this different thing, that's going to play into what I want. You know, and like, that way I can.
If I use like Hellfire Scorpion, where sort of like you can do more of your flames, like summoning. Like, you know, you bring up Hellfire and Grove Hellfire.
Or like you can like disappear into like and like attack from the other side of the screen.
Yeah, and all stuff like that. And that makes it more powerful. That makes it more powerful that you sort of get those moves essentially unlocked for that fight.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite interesting. It's definitely going to be a lot more moves to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more combinations.
Yeah. But you know what? One thing I always like about Mortal Kombat is that it doesn't like. To do some of the signature moves, it's literally just like a double tap and then a button. It's not like all these like. Even though I like that about like Soul Calibur, and as you say, I know a lot of the combos. In fact, there was like, as you said, the combo with Zaslamel that requires a lot of different button presses. I do like the pick up and play mentality. You can pick up and fight someone in Mortal Kombat, and it's going to be a much more even and exciting fight than it will be on other fighters.
Yeah.
Because like these power moves are easier to execute, not to the point that the game is broken for new players.
Even it. It's just like, as I remember, sort of like when because you power it up and you get so you start off with your boosted attacks.
Yeah.
So you get your more powerful combos, and then it upgrades into your breakers. So breakout combos.
Yeah, which is really useful for competitive, by the way. So apparently, I was watching competitive fights of Mortal Kombat,
they never use X-ray moves.
Yeah, they what they do is once they got their breaker up, they use their breaker to stop a combo. Their breaker is like their X-ray, you know, to stop combos being used against them, which is pretty cool. I like that actually.
Yeah, or they'll go into use like powered up attacks.
Yeah,
but like when you finally get the X-ray, right trigger.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, just right trigger.
Yeah.
Bam.
And it's always those moments in a game where, as we were saying, is that like you're playing it and people could be like, oh wow, that's cool, you know, even if it's being done on them, you're like, oh wow, that's awesome. And like with more, as you said there, like I was saying about Soul Calibur 5, is that they keep stripping stuff out. In Mortal Kombat, like they've had like the vault there for ages. I love the fact they have the crypt, you know, like where you can unlock stuff. They've had that and they've made it better every single game.
And it's always like, like the one in 9 where it's like you got varying things. You got like just a forest, like just look out and it's just a field of bodies in various torturers equipment, and it's just like, I'll spend some blood gems on that one. And it's just like, and then you see just guy stretched to the point he snaps,
and then you get a prize. Yeah,
but then you get a prize for it. Like you get, oh, look at this concept art for like Melina when she loses her mask and things like that.
Yeah, or you can unlock new fatalities and skins and loads of stuff. I love the way they did it.
Exactly.
It's always good stuff. You are pretty master. I remember playing you on Mortal Kombat 9, and you're pretty good, aren't you? Like, just take the compliment. You are pretty good. Who was your best character in number 9?
My best character in number 9 would be Katana.
Oh yeah, I remember you as Katana. You were evil. There's no way anyone could beat you as Katana. You were too good.
It's just like, where are you? Nah, fans.
Dead.
But you had like a combo that was like so hard to telegraph, and you were just so quick. And I was like, I remember playing that. Yeah. One of the things I like to say I do like about the just progression of the series though is that, as you say, they had like different color palettes for like Sub-Zero and like all these other ones, but they also had it for like Katana and stuff.
Yeah, it was, because it was just like blue, pink, and green.
Yeah, and now they've made them all different. I love Mortal Kombat because when they came with number 9, they went back to the 2D plane, which I think was definitely the right move for them. 3D was not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably the best thing for them to do. But like you say, they didn't strip things out of the game, even though it might not have worked. They either fixed it or added new stuff in place of it. And like, I think like when this game does so well and it's got all these story instances and it gives fans like that haven't had in fighting games a lot of things that we haven't had in a while, like, you know, a fully fledged story mode and like tag team like fights to play with your friend on a tower and stuff like that. All these things that you can do. I just don't understand why games like Soul Calibur and Tekken don't do that. Are they naive or ignorant to think, oh, it's only Mortal Kombat, you know, they'll come back to us? It's like, well, no, Mortal Kombat gives us what you're not giving us.
That's it. Which is just anything else.
Mortal Kombat 9, in my opinion, is the best fighting game out there at the moment.
Yeah,
I could go with that.
And that's bar none. Mortal Kombat 9 was fucking brilliant. And like, they've been games that have been released after that which haven't been as good. I've played Street Fighter, I'm not a big Street Fighter fan. And it didn't offer me that much. Soul Calibur 5, as I was saying. Tekken, I don't think they've added nearly enough new things to Tekken to make it fresh. So Mortal Kombat stands, like, I think, miles above anything else in the genre. I can't think of anything else on the top of my head that even comes close to what Mortal Kombat can give as a value package, at very least.
Mortal Kombat has always kind of stood one up above everyone else, really. They've been the staple fighting game. I mean, when you say someone fighting game, they'll go Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I mean, like in competitive fights, I know people use games like Marvel vs. Capcom stuff because it's like competitively in terms of mechanics, it's more legitimate in a way, and I can understand that. You know, sometimes. Whatever, but I think to a casual player of fighting games, I don't think you can get a better value package than Mortal Kombat 9 at all.
Yeah.
No matter what would you say that, Matt? You were saying?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, it's just what it gives is just everything.
Yeah. They didn't skip back on anything. As I
said, it is one of those games where you can sit and you can play it for a while, for a long time. You can pick it up and play it. Or you could literally just break it out on a night, like you've got mates around. It's just like, what are we going to do? Well, we're just playing Mortal Kombat. Because it's just an entertaining game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I know the online feature on Mortal Kombat 9 is brilliant as well. I've seen like videos of like people, like you can have lobbies where people, like the people that are waiting to fight are actually characters, like almost like viewing it like a theater, and you can say like emotes and stuff to people, like saying, oh, I think this guy's gonna win, or that guy really sucks and stuff like that, you know. And then it'll be your turn to fight, and people can say that about you as you're fighting. I think it's awesome stuff. And you can do King of the Hill, which I think is brilliant.
What more do you want?
Where like you keep fighting until all your health is gone, you know, and then like whoever kills you takes over, but obviously you might have damaged them, so the person fighting them might be able to kill them. Really, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cover on Mortal Kombat?
I got nothing else to add on Mortal Kombat, I think.
What do you prefer, Mortal Kombat or Dead or Alive?
No. Mortal
Kombat.
Oh, but jiggle physics.
Nah, oh man, you haven't seen Jade in and Melina.
I was going to say
Christ.
they have quite a bit of jiggle physics in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The breast power is strong in that game, shall we say?
Well, I think the most insane jiggle physics game I've ever seen was the Dead or Alive beach volleyball.
Oh, good. Yeah, but they were going for that though, weren't they?
Yeah,
that was the selling point of the game, the jiggle physics.
We're going on jiggle physics. Which game was it, Tony? It was one of the SmackDown. I don't know if it was the SmackDown versus Raw. I think it might have been Here Comes the Pain.
Oh my good God!
You're talking with Trish Stratus at the back, and literally all you have to do is just press X.
Yeah, like for some reason there was a glitch in the game that, like, you know, they got like the text that comes up and you press A to go to the next bit of dialogue. For some reason, whenever you pressed it, her tits would jiggle.
It's just like, oh.
It was like, what? What? And they would do a little dance. It would be all over the place, you know. It would be like, oh my God, it was so funny. He's just like, or like when they come down to the ring, you can give them like a ring walk where they when they step, they're moving a lot, and they're all over the place. They just didn't get the physics of that. It's not like...
There's like that in Dead or Alive as well, when they jump, like both breasts would bounce independently of one another. It's just like, boy, and they bounce in circles, going like opposite directions to each other.
Oh,
it was just like, I'm hypnotized by the jiggle physics. Buy more Capcom. Okay.
The boob power is strong.
I think that's what it was. It was subliminal messaging. Whenever you were looking at the boobs, there were like little subliminal messages flashing up, going, buy Capcom.
Yeah.
Buy Alive. Go to it now.
You boobies.
Yeah.
Do you like what you see?
Capcom.
Hidden messages within the breast pixels, that's it.
It wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Alright, I think that's us done for this week, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the podcast. We covered Halo 4, Soul Calibur 5, and Mortal Kombat. It was Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat. We kind of covered all the stuff. We talked about a lot of the games and those things, so good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back next week for more stuff. I think we're going to do a special next week, so that should be quite interesting. I think Matt put up mobile games, so that's going to be an interesting one to do.
Oh, cool.
Talk about mobile games. In fact, I don't play many mobile games, but it seems like it was meant to be, because I'm playing one now. Like, not now, but I mean, in general, like nowadays I'm playing a few mobile games, so awesome
I've gotten back into a few of them recently. They've come quite a few steps, haven't they?
Yeah, with the apps and stuff. I'm sure we'll get into that into that next week. It should be good stuff. But if you did enjoy the podcast, then subscribe to the channel. New episodes released every Tuesday. And if you did enjoy it even further, why not support us? You can share up on social media. You can like the video and leave us any questions that you may like us to answer on the podcast. We'll be more than happy to do so. But until then, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll catch you again next time.
Indeed.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.